You're given immortality, but the cost is being sent back 2,000 years. Would you accept, and what would you do? Yeah, I would set myself up pretty good. The real question is, what do you do on the tail end of that? You will be alive to see the end of the universe and whatever happens after. Edit, thank you stranger. That's my very first medal. I guess it depends on how immortal you are. Can you still get hurt? Do you age but never die? Immortality is pretty simple for bad genies to duck with. Indeed. Are you Highlander immortal, Death becomes her immortal, or Vampire immortal? Death becomes her immortal, only Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep are allowed. I could do anything I wanted? Probably just be a sneak archer again. No. I would wear heavy armor and carry a warhammer. 3 AD, sneak archer. Goddammit. Dude, you're immortal. And not the oh shit I died, reload, immortal. I'd max every stat. Since OP hasn't stated what kind of immortality. I'm gonna say frozen in time at the age of 30. And like Superman stopping a bullet with his eye. Till you get swarmed, captured, studied till they can't figure you out, then dropped in a pool of wet cement. Only way an immortal stays free is if they stay unnoticed. Wandering addict is really the only way to go. A drug addiction with no permanent consequences? Sign me up. This is lame, but I'd go to Jerusalem and wait 14 years. Find out once and for all. Edit, my thinking was this, 2,000 years ago is 19 AD, and Christ died in 33. And if it's true, try to make it exactly like Life of Brian. 2,000 years later, Monty Python released their latest film, Life of Jesus, and the Church of Brian organizes protests against it. A video from this alternate reality Monty Python worshippers push the Roman Empire into having an industrial revolution, and see what happens. Yet have to convince them to go someplace where there was abundant coal to use as fuel for said revolution. Also yet have to convince them that all the effort is worth it when they have a virtually inexhaustible supply of slaves to do the work already. Necessity is the mother of invention, and with easily available labor they may not see the point of automation. They already ruled such areas. Alsace, Lorraine and the Rhineland had and still have frickin' huge amounts of iron and coal. Most of which was very easy to mine. As for the necessity, well, if you showed them the power of steam engines, they'd send thousands upon thousands of slaves to die in the mines. Just imagine 2nd century army logistics. And now add makeshift trains. And lastly, you have hundreds of years to achieve that goal. Shouldn't be too hard. If everything else fails, just fund it all yourself. This combined with Roman mining techniques would have been crazy. There are parts of Spain where the landscape has changed significantly from them basically digging tunnels and filling them with water to break mountains. My language would be nearly incomprehensible. My clothes are nowhere else to be seen. I have info on things that don't exist yet. I can claim to be whatever I want and chances are, they'll be baffled. But here's my question, am I immortal or undying? AKA, I just won't die of old age, or am I impossible to kill? Yeah, are we talking lobsters or Zeus levels here? This is important. Wait, lobsters? Lobsters, like jellyfish, have a life cycle that, unless intentionally killed, makes them functionally immortal. What do you mean functionally immortal? A quick Google search tells me their shells fall apart and they die at around 50 years. How is that functional immortality? Their biology does not deteriorate. That is the meaning of functional immortality. If you lived long enough, your organs would simply fail from the fact they can only divide a number of times successfully. Everything after that is ruinous and will lead to failure. Lobsters don't have that issue. They get killed by external, predator, bacterial disease, or they die of malnutrition because their shell is too large resource energy cost for them to make up via eating. Put in a feeding line, with super concentrated nutrition, then to my understanding they would not die. Functionally immortal. Side note, of course it's functionally immortal, because technically nothing can ever be literally immortal. To my understanding this universe will end one day. You may live till the end of it, you'll never be immortal. #X200B. Grow your lobster till it is large enough to eat suns. Space lobster is how the universe ends. Define immortality. Lol. If I cut off an arm, does it regenerate, or am I armless for the rest of eternity? Hopefully it'd be like the Hancock immortality, where nothing can penetrate your skin and you can't get sick or injured in any way. And you always stay at your prime age. And then you get buried alive. Regular burial wouldn't hold an immortal man scratching with his fingernails for too long, I think. I guess that'd really depend on how much room you're given. If you straight up get a pile of dirt dumped on you, how do you even get out of that? Start eating? Cock push-ups. Edit, thanks for my very first silver. You can only do one a day. If you believe in yourself and begin practicing now, you could get yourself out in approximately 1 day. 400 years later, a zombie with a massive cock arises from the burial site. Wait. Do I still age? If not, what age do I stay as? What if I die from non-natural cause? Hell yeah. I am a huge history nerd, so it would be really cool to see the last 2,000 years in real life. Plus, since I am immortal, no biggie if it takes a while to get back here. Furthermore, I would likely be rich as hell by the time I got back to my current life smile. Knowing far less about history, I would live a lackluster life. Did you hear that Rome was sacked? Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. But it just happened? Yeah, but, I'm bad with remembering dates. I'd be glancing at my watch for the date and remembering watches don't exist yet. Like when you look at the time and then realize it doesn't really matter because you don't even know when the event is anyways. Wouldn't matter if you remembered them all. The dates wouldn't match. The Gregorian calendar wasn't put into place until 1582. Before that it was the Julian calendar. You wouldn't even know the dates. Did you hear they added a couple months to the calendar? Named them after the emperors too, the narcissists. Duck and finally. What? Somewhat related, it annoys me that in the Maku movies Thor, a character with a strong narcissistic personality and an ego the size of Galactus, has not ducking once brought up Thursday being named after him. Holy Till. Tuesday Tyre's Day. Wednesday Odin's Day. Thursday Thor's Day. Friday Frigga's Day. Frigga is Odin's wife. Saturday is for Saturn Cronus, who was Zeus' daddy. He had an eating disorder. Suddenly Mr. Wednesday makes so much more sense. Yeah, in some dialects he was Woden. Tyre was Tu and Tayu and various. Lots of spellings for the same gods. In the book once it clicks who he's hinted at being, you're like, oh shit. Duh. Yes. Live out history. Do it like the movies, and switch out identities every 20 to 40 years or so. Build my inheritance through it, do everything I'd ever want to do and be set. Invent what I can when I can and go from there. I'd be okay to be alone. Sounds like the movie Man from Earth. Great film. I need to watch it again. Go back, claim to be a god. Never die. Have people begin to believe that I am, in fact, a god? Profit. Imagine ending up being chained in some crazy cult's basement for the next 1,000 years though because of this. Buried under a pile of rubble. Immortality just raises the likelihood of eventually getting permanently stuck somewhere to 100%. That's the one thing I'd regret about immortality. Like imagine getting chained to a rock and thrown into the middle of the ocean. Bummer. I think if you spent a few weeks underwater grinding the chain on the rock you could get free, swim up if you were capable, or walk out of the ocean. Then start over, no big deal. Or spend some time in the gut of a colossal squid. If I've been underwater for a few weeks and a colossal squid decides to eat me, I'm going to be starving and start eating that mother ducker from the inside. Good thing you like sushi then. Here's what would be really shitty. You're immortal but you still have allergies. So you're allergic to seafood but you can't die from it. Just suffer. Become the God Emperor of mankind, of course. Edit, thanks for the gold and silver. Watch out for Horus. Horus won't be a problem there if I do not create him. 40k problems require 40k solutions. You've got 40k problems but a Horus ain't one? True, but 39,999 are heretics. Oh hell no. Source, I'm a woman.